Hey, happy Independence Day to everybody out there. Chris Greca coming to you from the home office in Fortune, and I thought I'd bring you a video real quick. And the topic of discussion is, how the heck did we get to politicizing Independence Day? And specifically the criticism to President Trump for showcasing America's military. The same military in which our independence was founded on. It wasn't done at the negotiating table. It was done through obviously the blood, sweat, and tears of those men and women who were patriots back in the day and wanted a country to better their lives and those of their families. Since 1776, so 253 years later, man, we're sitting here bickering over the cost. I think Leroy Petrie did an outstanding job. If you haven't seen it on Fox News, I'd encourage you to go over and see it. And when they bring up the cost, Leroy pulls off his prosthetic arm and says, well, what about this cost? This is the true cost of freedom. Yet you don't hear necessarily the bickering about that. Listen, I'm about as apolitical as it comes, but I'll tell you what, having been through several administrations during several conflicts, it's amazing that the strategy, regardless of who's in power at the time, the other party just naturally disagrees. Doesn't matter what it is. If they say go left, the other party says go right, and vice versa. And by the way, in the previous administration, it could be the same way as it was, or in the current administration, the same way as the previous administration, and it doesn't matter. People still want to bitch. Come on, man. Let's not politicize this. And Hollywood and all those that, are smart, Roseanne Barr, Hummel, I think that's his name, the dude in Star Wars, Mark Hamill, excuse me, and others. Just shut your yap traps, man. I mean, seriously, guys and gals, your opinion to the American people, it's like mine, all right? Those that want to listen to this will listen to it, but I think it's absolutely a disgrace that we're politicizing this, our Independence Day. And finally, I'll reinforce what Leroy said, and that's the cost. Certainly we got Memorial Day to remember those men and women that were lost. We've got Veterans Day to thank those men and women that currently or have worn the uniform. But to use our Independence Day as an opportunity to have a little parade to showcase those men and women in uniform. By the way, your men and women in uniform, as they work for the American people. And for you to bitch about it and claim it's a cost, shame on you. What I'll show you is some cards, and these are the cards of the men and women that were lost lost, as in killed, when I was serving in Afghanistan with Combined Joint Task Force 10 in Kandahar, Afghanistan, 2010 and 2011. These are the men and women that were lost while I was the CENTCOM Command Senior Enlisted Leader in the CENTCOM AOR, whether that was Iraq, Syria, and or Afghanistan. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a cost. That's a cost that you should be concerned about. And I would tell you, not necessarily the cost of a parade, because ultimately we'll figure it out. Hashtag stop politicizing Independence Day. Hashtag simply say thank you. Hashtag shut your traps. I don't want to hear it anymore. Thanks. God bless. Fifth principle. Later.